Our first clip of the day comes from one of our viewers, Bianca5150. They posted this eerie footage to our subreddit asking fellow viewers if they can make sense of the sighting. The OP says that they installed cameras around their house to see which dog of theirs was chewing and tearing things up. This footage was captured when the family were out and no one else was in the house. It's a little after 6 PM when this happens. The OP received a notification that movement had been detected inside of the home. They took a quick look and didn't see anything too strange at first, but when they took a closer look, they were shocked to see a mysterious shadow moving down the hallway. If we take another look and brighten up the image, you can see something move from right to left. The family were only out for 20 minutes when this footage was captured. The other security cameras don't show anyone coming or going from the property in this time period. So who or what is moving down the hallway of the home? With no sign of a break-in, one has to wonder if something paranormal has been caught on this home security camera. This next eerie incident was captured on a live stream when YouTuber Horror Fantasies was running a Ouija board session for his fans. As he's chatting away to his fans watching the live stream, something strange happens. Watch. The doll appears to move its head. The YouTuber freaks out and drops the doll, but isn't quite sure if something really happened or not.
I could have sworn that doll turned its head at me. Okay.
Naturally, the live stream chat went into overdrive as viewers speculated whether the doll's head really moved or not. Some noted it almost looks like the YouTuber could make the head move with his thumb, which does look plausible. So what do you think? Is this doll haunted, or was the head just manipulated? I'll leave that up to you to decide. In December 2020, Reddit user T-Course received an alert on their phone that someone was at the door in the middle of the night in the pouring rain. Take a look at their eerie nighttime visitor. A woman is standing in the doorway with her mouth wide open. She shuffles her feet back and forth, all the while her mouth is still agape. Luckily, the homeowner wasn't home at the time and didn't have to decide whether or not to answer the door. Several Redditors said it reminded them of the 2014 horror movie The Taking of Deborah Logan, in which a rather infamous scene portrays a possessed woman with an unhinged jaw and someone getting swallowed whole. So what would you do in this situation? Would you be a good Samaritan and invite this lady in for tea and scones? Or would you hide under some coats and wait till it all blows over? There's very little information available on this next video. It was uploaded to TikTok by Scary Central, but its origins are unknown. It shows a woman chatting on her cell phone as she walks by. She stops momentarily to say something to the camera holder, oblivious to the fact that there might be danger in the vicinity. Take a look at what happens next. A creepy figure appears behind her. It lurches out of the darkness, reaching towards the unsuspecting woman. The camera holder does see it, however. Panicked, they don't even attempt to warn their friend of the impending threat. They simply run away. As there's little information on this video, it's hard to tell just what it is we're seeing here. The figure looks distorted, almost as if it could be a reflection in a warped mirror. Take another look at the clip and let me know what you think's going on here. Is it a snippet from a movie, or is it something a little more sinister? Let me know down below. Our next series of clips comes from user Jar Jar Mullet, who posted on our subreddit hoping our community might be able to offer some answers as to what's been happening around their home. In June 2019, the OP's family bought a house near Tulsa, Oklahoma. They say that the house has had a few previous owners, but nothing particularly strange stands out in the property's history. However, in the last year or so, some creepy things have started happening around the home. The family has heard unexplained noises, they've seen objects moving on their own, and shadowy figures have started appearing in their periphery. One night, the OP's wife woke up in the middle of the night to see a small child standing in the room. When they flicked the lights on in a panic, there was no one there. Unsettled by all the activity, the family installed a series of security cameras around the property, both indoors and out. In this first piece of footage, you can see the upstairs hallway late at night. Take a look at what happens next. The OP's wife walks up the stairs when suddenly you can hear a Mickey Mouse toy activate by itself. The toy's only supposed to activate when you pull a string on its back. The kids were staying with their grandparents at the time and no one was upstairs when this was recorded. The poster notes that it's strange that the Mickey toy was on the ground in the middle of the room, as the room had been cleaned and tidied just hours earlier and no toys were on the floor. The homeowner notes that where the toy was found is right where his son has allegedly seen a tall red-coloured man lurking in the dark. No one else has seen the man, so the parents aren't sure whether it's just their son's overactive imagination. However, things get even creepier in this next piece of footage. This feed is from their downstairs camera. It's nighttime and the family's hanging out watching some TV. Watch what happens. It's very hard to see at first, but if we slow it down and zoom in at the 11-second mark, something appears on the staircase. It pops around the corner for a split second, then disappears. Creepier still, at the 17-second mark, you can hear their automatic locking system on the front door unlock itself. The OP says that the security panel to control the system is in the hallway where no one was at the time, yet somehow the door unlocked itself. The family was so freaked out by the unlocked door that they called the police, fearing a burglar had snuck into the home. The police came and took a look around but could find no sign of a break-in or any evidence that anyone had been in the home. Confused, the family reviewed their home security footage and that's when they spotted the eerie shadow that appears on the staircase. To this day, the family are still scared by this incident and have no way of explaining what happened. The thought of having a poltergeist in your home is terrifying. Although it's said that poltergeists aren't always violent, these spirits can still supposedly torment their victims by making noises and moving objects. YouTuber Sylvia C began noticing strange occurrences in her home after playing with a Ouija board at her kitchen table. She claims that her channel documents some of the activity that has since occurred. In this clip, it's fairly obvious that whatever is present wants to make itself known.
I've just put the camera on. There's a lot of activity tonight in the kitchen.
Keep an eye on the cupboard door. It swings open, then shuts. Next, watch what happens when the woman asks, "Do you want me out of your house?"
Do you want me out of this house, or do you want me to stay?
The presence appears to answer by moving a can on the kitchen counter. The poster explains that this kind of thing happens in her kitchen all the time. This is evidenced in the next clip, which shows the poster hiding behind a partition while pointing the camera towards the sink.
Oh my god, that spoon's moving. Oh my god, did you see that? Oh, that knife's moving now.
You can see a spoon and fork moving by themselves.
Oh my god, that spoon's moving. Oh my god, did you see that? Oh, that knife's moving now.
She shows the area beneath the counter to demonstrate there are no magnets or strings.
There's nothing. I'm not faking this. Look, there's nobody under there. There's nobody under the counter or under the fridge. There's no magnets or anything like that. There's no strings. That's been moved itself.
The woman's voice clearly sounds distressed throughout the footage.
Oh my god, that spoon's moving. Oh my god, did you see that? Oh, that knife's moving now.
So would you try and communicate with a poltergeist, or would you just pack your bags and leave?
Pots are moving again.
The following video was posted to the WTF subreddit by username Cyanides of March. It shows a Kiss cover band playing a tribute show. The crowd seems to be having a blast and are entertained by the performance, but the energy in the audience quickly turns when something wild happens. Take a look. All of a sudden, the guitarist's hair catches fire. Amazingly, he keeps the performance going despite recognizing that his hair is indeed on fire. A few seconds go by before crew members rush to his aid to put out the fire. Astoundingly, the man never once stops the performance, which harkens back to the age-old phrase, "the show must go on," which this singer took way too literally. This next clip's been dividing audiences over on TikTok. When user Leanne18.18 was filming her son innocently playing in a pile of autumn leaves, she never expected to catch something quite so eerie on camera. Take a look at what she saw. As the OP's son throws something across the yard, he pauses for a moment, almost as if acknowledging that there's something there. Then, out of nowhere, it looks like the boy gets pushed by some sort of unseen force. The uploader says that they only just moved into the area when this incident took place, and that it didn't take long for them to move out again. They also mention that this isn't the first time something strange has happened to their boy, but just what that is, they don't say. The comment section is divided on this one. Some say it looks like the boy falls over or deliberately falls back in a sort of playful manner, but a lot of people genuinely believe that something pushed the boy. So where do you sit on this? Did he just tumble, or was he pushed by some sort of unseen force? Drop your opinions in the comments down below. One of our viewers, Danella White, shared this strange photo to our Facebook community page. White says she was taking a photo of her newly built pond in the back garden to show her father. Nothing seemed out of place at the time and she didn't think too much of it. That was until she sent the photo and took a second look. In the background, coming down the stairs to the apartment on the left there appears to be something brown hovering in mid-air. When White shared the photo, it freaked our Facebook community out. Some said it looks like the robe of a monk and couldn't quite explain why it seemed to be just hanging in mid-air. Others said it looks like an apparition of sorts. The photo was strange enough for Take a Break magazine to run a short story on it. Their editor noted that you can see blades of grass in front of the figure, meaning it must be something physically present and not something that's just been photoshopped. Ultimately though, they couldn't explain it away and was stumped by the image. White says that strange things have been happening around her house for quite a while now and wonders whether this strange appearance might be an explanation. Perhaps some kind of paranormal presence is haunting the home. I'll throw this one out to you, the viewers. What do you think this could be? I'd love to hear your theories in the comments down below. This entry comes to us from a woman named Brandy Lynn, who has taken a photograph that has caused her and her family some distress and confusion. In this first photo, you can see Brandy's father. In the background, you can see a picture frame with a strange white face on it. Now here's where things start to get a little strange. The family insists that the face in the frame shouldn't be there. Here's a statement from Brandy explaining the situation. This photo was taken July 17th, 2014. The other day I was scrolling through my photos of my father and, being that he's passed away, I came across this one and immediately all of a sudden all the hairs stood up on my body. We've had that mirror that's on the wall behind my father for many years. So when I seen that creepy black and white face, knowing that the mirror's only supposed to have a floral decoration around the edges, I was completely freaked out. For clarification, Brandy added 2 additional photos to prove that there is no face in the frame. Rather, it's just a mirror with a floral border. This one is taken at an angle, showing Brandy's father sitting on the couch. Here you can see that the frame is indeed a mirror with a floral decoration. Then this final image shows Brandy and a friend posing for the camera. Here you can see more clearly that the mirror has no white face in it. Brandy continues, saying, I have absolutely no answer to what this is. My father passed away August 13th, 2017, and this photo was taken July 17th, 2014. And if you really look at the features of the face in the mirror and my dad's features, it almost looks like it could be a relative of my father's. But I've never met my grandfather and I just discovered the face in the photo a couple of weeks ago when I was scrolling through the photos of my father. And being that he's already passed, I couldn't show it to him and ask him if it looks like a relative. So, how is it that the first photo shows a strange white face and the others don't? To this day, Brandy has no concrete answer as to what this is, but she does have her theories, as she said. So what do you think this is? Do you really think it could be a distant relative making contact from beyond the grave? Or is there another way to explain it? Let me know your theories on this one down below. In California, a 3-year-old's alleged ghost sighting prompted a full-scale police investigation. In July 2021, parents Victoria and Jake Gorba were visiting Shut-Eye Peak in the Sierra National Forest when their 3-year-old son, Caden, began talking to someone that wasn't there. As the family drove through the national park, Caden pointed out the window and said there was a woman lying face down in the field with her legs pointing straight up in the air. When the parents looked to see what the boy was talking about, they couldn't see anyone, just an empty grass field. Caden insisted, saying that there was a dead lady in the field. He said she was wearing a black shirt and had blue hair and that she needed help. Caden became unsettled and implored his mother to believe him, saying that the woman was lying face down in the dirt and that she needed help. Spooked by the experience, Victoria posted what had happened on Facebook, asking if anyone knew about the area. Before long, it became apparent that a woman had gone missing in the area and that she matched Caden's description, including the blue hair and black shirt. Responding to the post, a member of the Madera County Sheriff's Department reached out to the family, wanting to know more. He told the family about the missing woman and asked if they would accompany him to the site to show him where Caden had seen the woman. In June 2020, a woman by the name of Sandra Hughes went missing in the Sierra National Forest. She went camping alone and was never seen again. Here's a photo of the missing persons poster that the Sheriff's Department released to the public. The top middle photo shows Sandra with blue hair, exactly like Caden described. The police accompanied the family to the site where Caden said he saw the woman. However, after an exhaustive search, they found no evidence of the missing woman. To this day, the case remains unsolved, and the family has no way of explaining just how their son managed to describe Sandra Hughes. Our first clip of the day comes from Reddit user Comfortable Cry 8097. Last week, the OP heard a strange noise inside of their house. They yelled out to see if someone had snuck in, but there was nothing there. Confused, they decided to check their Ring security feed to see if they could see anything. Take a look at what the camera captured. It's hard to see at first, but if we brighten it up a little, you can see a dark shadow that floats by at the top of frame. The Eerie sighting freaked the Reddit community out, with many calling it a ghost. One commenter said the OP should thoroughly check their house for a squatter, because sometimes Ring cameras can make people look blurry due to their low compression rates. This could explain why the homeowner heard a noise and called out to see if there was anyone there. So what do you think? Are we seeing something paranormal here, or is this an intruder caught on camera? This next curious piece of footage was captured by a security camera in El Paso, Texas. The footage was uploaded by a popular Instagram page based in Texas called The Real Fit Fam El Paso. Take a look at what's being caught on camera. A strange light seems to cling to the front of the truck. While some have dismissed the sighting as nothing more than lens flare, some locals believe it could be a guardian angel, making sure the driver is safe as they leave a flooded area near Alameda Avenue, some 27 miles south of downtown El Paso. In late August 2022, El Paso, Texas was hit with a severe thunderstorm. The storm brought with it high winds and an intense rainfall that caused flooding throughout the city. Many roads were closed due to the flooding and several homes and businesses were damaged. Thankfully, there were no reported fatalities from the storm. It's this lack of fatalities that has some locals believing that a guardian angel is blessing their town, and that this footage is proof of divine intervention. A panicked mum has shared a photo to the internet claiming that her son was photobombed by a ghost girl. In July 2022, mother of three Aisha Wilson Bent was at home when her son Gabriel sent a photo to her from a nearby playground. The photo shows Wilson Bent's two sons smiling for the camera. Initially, the family thought a cobweb was inside of the tyre right next to 12-year-old Christian. However, when they zoomed in, they could see that it looks like the face of a young girl. Skeptical at first, the 36-year-old mother questioned her boys whether they had edited the photo. The boys insisted that they hadn't touched the photo at all. Christian was apparently so frightened that he spent the night in his mother's room, too scared to sleep alone. Convinced that her sons hadn't edited the photo, Wilson Bent was worried that the boys may have brought something home with them, inferring that a supernatural presence may have attached itself to the boys. When the photo was shared to Facebook, it received a mixed reaction from viewers. Some believed the family, agreeing that it looked just like a little girl inside of the tire. Others, however, damned the photo, saying it was amateur work at best. There is definitely a Photoshop vibe with this one. It almost looks like one of the kids from the horror movie Children of the Corn. But still, the family insists they haven't manipulated the image in any way. So I'll throw this one out to you for final judgment. What do you make of that strange girl's face next to Wilson Bent's son? Let me know down below. This unsettling piece of doorbell security footage is a serious case of mistaken identity. TikTok user Eerie+1 heard banging at her front door and was notified by a Ring camera that there was someone out the front. She opened up her app and saw this staring back at her. A woman is beating at the door violently. Apparently she was looking for her boyfriend but got the wrong apartment. You can see the exact moment she realizes, then sheepishly runs away. I think it's safe to say I wouldn't want to be the boyfriend after this. Abandoned places often have complex histories, and the dilapidated building seen in this video is no exception. Many people have reported strange incidents here. It's even thought that one individual committed suicide in a downstairs room. YouTuber Mysterio JL decides to investigate the premises for himself.
Una historia, diría yo, bastante perturbadora porque aquí perdieron la vida muchas personas, perdieron la vida niños.
As he enters the first room, he and his partner hear footsteps.
Oye, son pasos, ¿eh?
¿Hola?
Ah, cañón.
They dissipate as the men walk closer, but can be heard once again as the men turn away.
Oye. ¿Otra vez? ¿Qué es eso? Ay, el cañón aquí atrás, güey, me encaminaron, ¿eh?
That's when they discover the word niño, which means little boy in Spanish, written on the wall.
Niño, Emilio, esto es algo de lo que nos tiene con intriga, con preocupación, porque en todas las paredes.
Dicen que...
The investigators decide to continue their exploration of the property.
Ay, cayó una plasmación esa, güey. Mira. Es una plasmación, güey.
Sí, güey.
As something grabs their attention, the camera holder inadvertently captures something unnerving on camera.
Ay, cañón.
A mysterious figure can be seen in the top right window. At first, it's almost impossible to see. However, if you brighten the footage, it becomes more obvious. Next, they head upstairs. As they make their way along a dark, dilapidated hallway, a chilling sound echoes through the space.
Uy. ¿Dónde fue, güey?
Mamá.
¿Dónde fue, güey?
According to the uploader, the voice says mama in Spanish.
Uy. ¿Dónde fue, güey?
Mamá.
Not long after, the investigators catch a second sighting of the mysterious figure they saw earlier.
¿Qué? ¿Qué, güey?
Algo pasó por allá.
¿Dónde, güey?
Algo pasó por allá al fondo.
¿Aquí?
Again, the footage needs to be brightened up, but as before, there's definitely something there. Is this just a squatter who's taken up residence in the crumbling building? Or could it be the spirit of a child that's calling out for their mama?
Uy.
This is an old piece of dashcam footage that's been puzzling viewers for over a decade. In May 2009, a police patrol car in Lumpkin County, Georgia spotted something strange down a dark highway at nighttime. Take a look.
Had the farm, Daddy's farm, still got the land, and anybody coming on my property that looks for no good, I'm gonna shoot them.
Absolutely. Whoa, what the heck?
What the crap?
What was that?
Did you see that?
Yes.
Holy crap.
The officers are chatting amongst themselves when they spot something walking on the side of the road.
And anybody coming on my property that looks for no good, I'm gonna shoot them.
Absolutely. Whoa, what the heck?
What the crap?
What was that?
Did you see that?
Yes.
It can be hard to see at first, but if we brighten the image and slow it down, you can make out a dark bipedal figure running alongside the road. You can see that it takes 3 or 4 steps, then disappears from sight. You can tell by the officers' conversation that they're clearly alarmed and have no idea what it is exactly they saw on the side of the road.
Absolutely. Whoa, what the heck?
What the crap?
What was that?
Did you see that?
Yes.
Holy crap.
Over the years, numerous theories have been thrown around, the most prominent being that this is a glimpse of Bigfoot. Proponents of this theory note the fact that the figure runs on 2 legs, and its dark appearance might suggest a thick matting of fur. Others, however, think that the footage is just too dark and grainy to draw any conclusions, and have suggested it could just be kids pulling a prank. So where do you land on this classic sighting? Is it really Bigfoot, or is there another way to explain it? Let me know your theories in the comments down below.
Absolutely. Whoa, what the heck?
What the crap?
What was that?
Did you see that?
Yes.
Holy crap.
Can animals sense the supernatural? Some experts believe that animals are attuned to frequencies that humans can't perceive, allowing them to pick up on things that we simply can't. This would explain why animals seem to know when something bad is about to happen, such as an earthquake or tsunami. However, in this next piece of footage, uploaded to TikTok by SR Caucasus, this dog seems to be reacting to something that's not quite subtle. Take a look. A woman is giving an interview on camera. In the background, it looks like a dog gets pushed by some kind of unseen force. While it's possible it's jumping out of the way of something on the ground, it certainly looks like something invisible is shoving the dog. So is this dog reacting to something we can't see? There have been numerous accounts of dogs behaving oddly before an earthquake hits or becoming agitated for no apparent reason. Some believe they're picking up on vibrations that humans can't feel. There's also been reports of animals sensing when someone's about to have a seizure or suffer from some other kind of medical emergency. In these cases, it's thought that the animal's reacting to a change in the person's scent or body language. However, in this footage, it's quite clear the dog's reacting to something a little more forceful. So what do you think's going on here? I'd love to hear your theories on this one in the comments down below. And do you think our pets can sense the supernatural or not? Share your theories with one another in the comments. One of our viewers, Levi Brooks, posted this next one to our Facebook community page. Brooks says that they've always heard strange things on their baby monitor that's placed in their child's bedroom. As it was only audio, they could never catch what exactly was making the bizarre noises. However, when they upgraded to a camera monitor, they captured something quite odd in the bedroom. It's nearly 3 AM when this happens. Something appears at the bottom of the frame. It almost looks like smoke or some kind of vapor. Levi notes that they had a son that passed away in 2017. Levi's husband is Irish, so according to tradition, they placed their son's ashes in an Irish cross and put them in what is now the baby's room that you can see in this security feed. The family's hoping the strange vapor is a sign that their deceased son is looking over his baby brother. This next piece of eerie dashcam footage was captured by a motorist in an undisclosed part of Australia. It was shared to the Dashcam Owners Australia Facebook page. Take a look at what happens. A car is blocking oncoming traffic, and a masked man is standing still in the middle of the highway. He approaches the car, then appears to growl. We can then hear the screeching of tyres as the OP speeds away from the masked man. The dashcam owner later said that they have no idea what the masked man wanted. They didn't know whether he was trying to rob them, hurt them, or hijack their car. The masked man was never identified, and his motives still remain a mystery. In July 2022, TikTok user Lomedrix posted some home security footage that's left a lot of viewers confused and a little bit spooked. The woman in the feed was supposedly home alone when this footage was captured. Watching that again, down the hallway, you can see a shadow pass by. A few viewers suggested it might be passing traffic outside of the home that's causing the shadow to go by. However, the uploader confirmed that cars don't cast shadows when they pass by the house in that particular part of the hallway. The poster asked if the sighting was spooky or if there was some way of explaining the shadow more rationally. While some commenters looked to the realms of the paranormal to explain the bizarre shadow, some said it could be evidence of a prowler sneaking into the home. Some viewers implored the poster to call the police to report what had happened. Assuming that this isn't a setup, how would you explain that mysterious shadow? Share your theories with one another down below. This next piece of home security footage was sent to us by a user known only as Fievel Mouskowitz. It was recorded in June 2022. Take a look at what the camera in their living room has captured. Watching that again, slowed down, you can see a wisp-like shape move from right to left. Following this, all black shapes appear to float around the room as well. The OP says the white shape reminds them of a lady walking through their home. Strangely, the house is brand new and hasn't had any other occupants. However, after doing a little research, the OP discovered that the property used to be an old military camp. So what do you think? Is this just a glitch in the camera, or could it have something to do with the old military camp that once stood on the land? Share your theories with one another down below. Jesse Bradshaw, aka the True Bat Dad 34 on TikTok, posted a video to his account showing him saying that he just got out of the shower and finished getting dressed for work when the door in the bathroom allegedly opened all by itself.
Okay, sitting here getting ready for work. Got out of the shower after the door opened on its own.
It's obvious that, although it's been a few minutes since Jesse allegedly saw the door open by itself, he's still quite freaked out by what's just happened. He then takes his phone camera with him as he wanders around the house, trying to see if perhaps he can find the cause of whatever it was that opened the door. That's when suddenly, this happens. He walks into the kitchen and sees the tap running all by itself. He also notices that several of the cabinet doors have been left open. Then, just as he walks away, more activity is captured. Watch. The tap has turned itself back on just seconds later.
Oh my God.
Most viewers were freaked out by this footage. Some commented saying that they were genuinely worried for the TikToker's safety, saying that he should have a priest bless the house immediately, or at the very least burn some sage to cleanse the energy of the home. Others jokingly said he should ask the spirit to chip in for the water bill. So what's going on here then? Are we just seeing some faulty taps, or are we witnessing some genuine haunting activity here? Let me know your theories down below.
Oh my God.
In March 2022, this TikToker with X teeth was at home chilling out watching some videos on the internet when they began to notice something moving at the corner of their eye. They took out their phone and began recording. Take a look at what they saw.
Oh, Jesus hell! That was, what is it doing?
It almost looks like fingers pressing up against the other side of the curtain.
Oh, Jesus hell! That was, what is it doing?
The OP clarified that behind the curtain is a sliding glass door which was shut and locked at the time this video was captured. They said a fan was on the opposite side of the room, which explains the slight movement of the curtains, but the TikToker has no idea what caused the finger-like imprints. Freaked out by the incident, the OP tried to debunk what had happened for several days, but was unable to come up with anything that could even vaguely resemble the impression seen here.
Oh, Jesus hell!
They said they didn't get a bad feeling as such from the incident, instead they thought perhaps a deceased relative was trying to make contact. This next photo was shared to our Slaptam subreddit by user Nova Knives. It was supposedly taken by their pregnant friend as she attempted to show off her baby bump. However, when she looked at the picture, she was shocked to see an extra hand resting on her belly. The hand almost looks mist-like and has an ethereal quality to it. While one might initially be able to explain this anomaly as double exposure or a trick of the light, note that the woman is actually holding the camera in her left hand. That means that the ghostly hand couldn't belong to her, as you can clearly see her other hand resting on her stomach as well. One viewer noted that they didn't think the ghost wanted to hurt the baby, but rather wanted to say, "Hi, I'm here to protect you." The photo continues to stir up debate online, with some believing it's actually a hoax. Others think that the angle of the hand clearly shows that it belongs to another entity and not the woman herself. So what do you think's going on in this photo then? Does the hand really belong to a ghost? Or is there another way to explain this eerie presence? This bizarre dashcam feed was released to the public by the Florida Highway Patrol. It's an incident that took place on July 20th, 2022, in front of a public supermarket in Lake County, Florida. Take a look at what unfolds. At first, it's kinda hard to tell what's going on, but a woman holding a pitchfork and a bullwhip can be seen walking in front of the patrol car. She stands in the pouring rain with her arms out wide. An officer then pursues the woman. The suspect was later identified as 56-year-old Lisa Sloan. The manager of the Publix supermarket said that Sloan had been spotted trying to sell stuffed teddy bears behind the store the day before. She also allegedly stabbed a passing minivan with her pitchfork. According to the arrest report, Sloan refused to drop her weapons and resisted arrest. Once in the squad car, she unbuckled her seatbelt and tried kicking out the windows. She told police she felt no more pain anymore and that God was in control. A toxicology report later showed that Sloan had drugs in her system at the time of arrest. While hanging out at a friend's house, Redditor Peppermint the Fox caught something strange on camera. Take a look. The large white object is a propane tank, but there's also something else right next to it. At first, it's hard to make out what exactly it could be. It looks like it might be part of the tank, but if you zoom in, you can see that the foggy shape appears to have a head perched on top of a large frame. It even has two sparkling eyes that are looking off to the side. Many viewers thought the figure resembled a gorilla, while others suggested it might be a human attempting to steal propane from the tank. The original poster added that the figure vanished right after the photo was taken, and upon further inspection, they could see no footprints or signs of any kind that the figure was even there. So is this photo proof of a mysterious cryptid roaming the area, or is it something else entirely, perhaps pareidolia? Take another look at the image and let me know what your theories are in the comments down below. When our viewer, Angelica Papase, tried catching an adorable moment of her daughter singing in the backseat of their car, she never expected it would actually end up quite eerie. Take a look at what's been caught on camera. If you look at the seat on the right, there's a strange impression of a figure. It's small and pale and doesn't match the colour of the seat. You can even see Angelica's daughter look to the right as though she's acknowledging something there. When Angelica shared the clip to her Facebook, her friends and family agreed that it looks like her daughter is looking at something sitting next to her. Replying to the comments, Angelica suggested that the figure might be similar to the one she captured in a photo in her kitchen years prior. Here's the photo here. In the background, you can see a strange, transparent shape. It almost looks like a person looking at the camera. So is something following this family around? How do you explain these two separate figures? I'd love to hear your theories on this in the comments down below. Our last piece of footage technically isn't a Ring doorbell, but it is security footage nonetheless. This is the chilling interrogation footage of confessed killer Stephen McDaniel. For over 2 hours, investigators come and go, asking questions. Keep an eye on how eerily still McDaniel remains for the entire time. The time-lapse security footage shows him moving his head slightly, but his torso remains bizarrely still for over 2 hours. At the time, McDaniel didn't confess, but his demeanour alarmed the investigators who had already flagged him as a person of interest some days earlier. In June 2011, McDaniel murdered his Mercer College classmate and neighbour, Lauren Giddings. During the 4 days that Giddings was reported as a missing person, McDaniel played the role of a concerned neighbour. He even did an on-air interview with local news station News Central.
No one has seen her since Saturday. I haven't seen anything. I've always heard noise outside, but it's just people walking by pretty much.
In the interview, McDaniel pretends he doesn't know where Giddings could be.
Do you know any enemies she might have had, somebody that might want to hurt her?
No, we don't know where she is. The only thing we can think is that maybe she went out running and someone snatched her.
However, when the reporter mentions that the police may have found a body, McDaniel's demeanour changes dramatically.
What about in the parking lot area? I know they've been doing a lot of, I think that's where they have recovered the body or whatever they recovered from there.
Body?
Had you seen anything there?
This is the exact moment he knows he's been caught.
We don't know if this is the same person. You know what I mean? They took out a body there earlier. We don't know if it's the same person or not. So that's why we're trying to ask people if they know who lived there. Are you okay, sir?
I think I need to sit down.
Okay.
McDaniel ultimately confessed to the murder and was sentenced to life in prison. He's currently serving his sentence at Valdosta State Prison and will likely remain there for the rest of his life. What would you do if you saw a strange, unidentified creature lurking in the bushes? If you're like Redditor Eater Cheddar, you might record a video and post it to the internet for all to see. The clip, which was filmed at night time, focuses on a bush in the distance. Suddenly, its leaves and branches begin to thrash about. If you look closely, you can actually see there appears to be something hiding within the foliage. A few seconds pass, and something runs from the bush. Take a look. Although its appearance is brief, the creature doesn't seem to resemble any known animal. It looks large and hairy and runs on all fours. It moves fast, quickly disappearing from sight. The Redditor who posted the video believes that the creature might be a duende, a mythical creature comparable to a gnome or elf. These creatures are typically known to cause mischief. However, the duende is actually depicted as distinctly humanoid, whereas the creature in this footage looks more like an animal. It's also been suggested that the creature resembles a cryptid known as the Mapinguari. While this beast is also often described as a humanoid, some say that its appearance is more like that of a giant ground sloth. The Mapinguari is said to have long brown hair and large claws. Some accounts even describe the creature as having a single eye and a mouth in its abdomen. While this footage alone is not enough to definitively prove the identity of this creature, there is little denying that it certainly does look strange. So what do you think it could be? Is it really a mythical cryptid, or is there another way to describe its odd appearance? Let your theories rip on this one in the comments down below. This terrifying piece of dashcam footage was captured by the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office. It's the evening of January 9th, 2016, when Deputy Jeremy Gortney is traveling down US Route 101 in Newport, Oregon, when suddenly this happens. Out of nowhere, the officer spots a toddler running down the highway. The officer gets out of the car and manages to get the child to safety. It was later revealed that the 2-year-old had slipped out of a nearby family function being held at the local community centre. The toddler then ran out onto the highway, narrowly missing oncoming traffic. The police later found the child's family. They had been cleaning up after the function and lost eye contact with their child for a split second. It was enough time for the toddler to slip out the door and onto the road. They were frantically searching for their toddler when police arrived. The incident was thoroughly investigated and no criminal charges were laid. Our last clip of the day is truly bizarre. It was uploaded to Twitter by user Hustus Michael. Take a look. The clip seems to have been captured in an unknown part of Russia. The camera holder shows a tree that appears to have been thrust right through the middle of a car. We can see it from the bottom and top, and both angles show that the car's been impaled by the tree. Judging by the urgency of those nearby and the camera holder himself, it's as though this incident is fresh, and that the car has only just become stuck on the tree. Stranger still, the tree's protruding through the driver's side of the car, yet the owner of the vehicle doesn't seem to be around. It's almost as though the car fell from the air and got skewered by the tree. But at one point we see the top of the tree and its foliage is completely intact, indicating the car didn't fall from somewhere higher up, like perhaps an adjacent building, as some viewers suggested. So how does one explain this bizarre incident? So far, no one's been able to come up with a plausible explanation as to how the tree managed to impale the car like this. Very keen to hear your theories on this one. Let me know in the comments down below. Continue watching more scary videos. These are the scariest of 2025.